Yes, now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE quietly ends a stable, bad news for AEW after Jon Moxley went off script, is a popular WWE star turning heel, WWE stars win AAA titles, a former WWE star joins ONLYFANS, and much more. Our first story looks at WWE quietly ends stable. Now, our top story today takes a look at official confirmation when it comes to the dissolvement of a popular WWE stable. Since Dakota Kai's WWE release, fans have been wondering what the status of Damage Control is. Kairi Sane is back on WWE programming, and with Asuka set to return on Raw tonight, there was some hope that WWE may reform the stable with Io Sky as the leader. Sadly, that doesn't look to be on the horizon. According to a new report from Fightful Select, the stable is finished for the foreseeable future. A foregone conclusion was effectively confirmed. Damage Control was quietly disbanded. Fightful Select asked for details behind the decision, and we were told an internal decision was made early May when Dakota Kai was officially released. The note to no longer announce the remaining members as representing Damage Control was handed down around then. According to the report, there's still potential to revive the group in the future. With Bayley split from the group, Dakota Kai released, Asuka still sidelined, and Kairi Sane recovering at the time, that left only Io Sky. By the time Kairi Sane returned from injury, the group had already been ended behind the scenes from an internal standpoint. With Asuka returning, we asked if that meant the group still had life. We were told as of the time that creative was developed, it wasn't. We're told that this doesn't mean combinations of the group couldn't end up teaming when they're healthy, and that the name could eventually be revived. Whilst this may come as a disappointment to many fans of the stable, the group had definitely run its course, and with Kai being released, there was no reason to keep the group alive at all. Sky, Sane, and Asuka all pursuing respective singles runs is probably in their best interest right now. Like the Fightful Select report states, the door is always open for a reunion down the road. Next up, a popular WWE star turning heel. Could former Women's Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria be turning heel? Well, WWE correspondent Sam Roberts believes so, as according to Roberts on his podcast, he sees Valkyria turning heel in the feud between Becky Lynch and Bayley. The reason I see Lyra returning, there's two reasons. Number one, her level of aggression, but number two, this idea of like the problems between Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria are not over. But Bayley has stepped right in and said, now it's my turn. I'm going to go ahead and take out Becky Lynch and make the story about me. It doesn't feel like organically it should lead to Lyra and Bayley being on the same page. It feels like Lyra should take umbrage with this and maybe see things the way Becky saw and realize that Becky was right. But this would be a crazy move from WWE. Valkyria is one of the most organically over female talents on the roster, and to turn a heel may backfire on the company. Whilst Valkyria may have an issue with Bayley stepping back in the limelight, it looks like the natural direction is a three-woman feud over the Intercontinental title. What do you guys think of the idea of WWE turning Lyra Valkyria heel? Next up, SmackDown is staying 3 hours. It was widely reported that SmackDown would be reverting back to the 2-hour format this month. Obviously that hasn't happened, and there's been no information provided by WWE relating to a change in the format. But according to the Wrestling Observer Radio, as things stand, there are no plans to revert back to 2 hours of SmackDown. Well, it's 3 hours until they change it. It's not like originally it was going to stop in June, and USA had a show that they wanted to put on from 10 to 11, piggybacking off SmackDown, and for whatever reason, they made the call that it wasn't worth it. And for their ratings, it's not worth it. I think they realized that hour 3 is going to do triple anything that they're going to put in on that slot. It was also added that WWE aren't getting any extra revenue for the additional hour. Well, I guess the way they signed the contract, they must have given USA the option. Because if they were making more money on the deal, it absolutely would have been said at the investors call, and we would have seen it. We would have seen the difference in the money. So obviously the money has not changed, because if it was, we would have been told. Now, this makes no sense. Why would WWE continue to run an extra hour of SmackDown if they aren't seeing any financial rewards from it? Fans have already been extremely critical when it comes to the 3-hour format of SmackDown, as unless the top stars are featured on the show can be exhausting to sit through. Clarity is definitely needed when it comes to the future of SmackDown, as if the show remains a 3-hour product moving forward, a lot of things are gonna have to change from a creative standpoint. Next up, bad news for AEW after Jon Moxley went legitimately off script. Now, AEW and their world champion Jon Moxley are officially being sued. A production crew member named Christopher Dispenser has filed a civil lawsuit against AEW and Jon Moxley, and he alleges various degrees of negligence alongside civil assault and battery. According to the report, Dispenser is claiming that he suffered injuries due to being shoved to the ground by Moxley during an episode of AEW Dynamite. Dispenser claims he suffered severe neck and shoulder injuries as a result of being shoved to the ground unexpectedly by Moxley during a match with Kenny Omega. Dispenser alleges in the lawsuit that the incident resulted in him requiring cervical fusion surgery, shoulder surgery, and treatment for other unspecified injuries. According to the lawsuit, Moxley went off script, and Dispenser was never said to be involved in any type of physicality. Dispenser said the injuries occurred on May 10th, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite in Detroit. There, Moxley faced Omega in a cage match which ended up spilling to the outside. Moxley went to grab a screwdriver to use on Omega, and in doing so, shoved Dispenser to the ground. The lawsuit claims Moxley was supposed to only grab the screwdriver, and Dispenser took an unplanned fall as a result of being shoved. His legal team alleges that this is an example of civil assault and battery, claiming that in allegedly deviating from the script, Moxley either showed intent to harm Dispenser or at the minimum a complete disregard for whether harm was a result. The lawsuit would also state that Moxley had an established history of disciplinary issues prior to the incident, but this is something that AEW outright denies. This is terrible for AEW, and it'll be interesting to see if any official comment is made by Tony Khan. Next up, WWE stars win the AAA titles. The main roster stars Los Garza are the new AAA World Tag Team Champions. Last night, Angel and Berto won the titles in a 4-way bout at Triple Mania. Los Garzas managed to defeat the teams of Nick and Ryan Nemeth, Psycho Clown and Pagano, and reigning AAA World Tag Team Champions Sanson and Forestro. Fans were quick to draw attention to the fact that Nick Nemeth was in the match, with Nemeth of course being former WWE star Dolph Ziggler. Now it's likely that WWE will feature the tag titles on the main roster moving forward, as having Los Garzas appear on Raw or SmackDown with the titles will lead to a surge of exposure for the AAA tag titles and the division. Next up, a new face at WWE revealed. WWE has once again decided to commit to a substantial push for Seth Rollins. Rollins and his new stable dominate Raw on a weekly basis, and he recently won the Money in the Bank briefcase for the second time in his career. According to wrestling legend Matt Hardy, he believes that WWE are going all in on Seth Rollins. Hardy would even go so far as saying that WWE are going to do everything they can to make Seth Rollins the guy. Speaking on his podcast, Hardy stated, "The Seth Rollins thing is fine. I like the fact that, we thought it was a red herring. I thought it was too. I thought they would use this to elevate someone else. But they really have all their momentum behind Seth Rollins right now, and they're gonna do everything they can to make Seth Rollins the guy." WWE are without a doubt positioning Rollins as a top heel in the company, whilst WWE are firmly setting on keeping Cody Rhodes as the face of the company on the babyface side. Rollins' ascension to being the top heel in all of WWE is likely to come into fruition whenever John Cena inevitably turns back to his babyface persona. Some fans have already theorized that Rollins is going to play a role in Cena turning back into a babyface, with some even suggesting that Rollins cashes in on Cena, which in turn will make Cena realize the error of his ways. A feud between Rollins and Cena is a safe bet for WWE when it comes to Cena's final active year. The two all-time greats have had some tremendous matches in the past, and there's established lore and continuity to explore with a new storyline between the two. Next up, Raw GM taking time off. In typical Adam Pearce fashion, he took to X yesterday to give a rundown as to what fans can expect from Monday Night Raw. In his latest post, Pearce announced that he wouldn't be on the show in any capacity this week as he's on vacation. Pearce announced that SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis will be stepping in to fulfill the GM role on the show. It's unknown how long Pearce will be on vacation for, but we can logically assume based on his video that it appears to be a 1-week break, with Aldis just stepping in for a one-off. Next up, a former WWE star joins OnlyFans. A former WWE US Champion Matt Riddle has decided to join OnlyFans. Riddle took to X last night to share a video of him in a robe formally announcing that he's joining the platform. Riddle has decided to market the launch with the OnlyFans logo, and he suggested that if fans want to see more of him, they need to subscribe to his OnlyFans page. Riddle's page is now live, and his subscription costs $20. And finally, WWE announces a Super Show. Our final story today takes a look at the announcement of a WWE Super Show. There were rumors that WWE will be running a big show in Mexico this summer, and this has now been confirmed via an official announcement. During AAA, an advertisement announced 2 upcoming WWE Super Shows in Mexico for next month. In addition to the show in Monterrey on July 27th, WWE's main roster crew will also host at Arena CDMX in Mexico City on July 26th. An official poster for the show was dropped, with all the top WWE stars set to appear, including Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Interestingly, Rey Mysterio is front and center on the poster, but with Mysterio currently being sidelined due to an injury, it's likely that this will just be a cameo appearance and the legendary performer won't be taking part in any physicality.